So we got it all squared away. All right, let me just admit. Perfect. Awesome. Again, good afternoon. How's everyone doing today? Awesome. Well, we have a jam-packed content today for our team meeting. Can you believe it's already the end of the month already, July? Very quick. I remember just seeing all the fireworks, right? And now we're in the cusp of July and the beginning of August 1st. Who's ready for August? Absolutely.
Let's do it.
We have a lot of great stuff, and we also want to, thank our food sponsor for providing us with Chick-fil-A. But we'll have them come in a little bit. But you know how we get started here at the South Bay office. Next slide, please. Please make sure your cell phones are off on silence. Okay, that way it doesn't interrupt the flow of the team meeting. So as a reminder, okay, please do so now. You got 5 seconds. Our mission: to provide agents with a place where they will be empowered, trained, and motivated to experience growth, wealth, and a legacy that allows them to live their best life possible. Our belief: when the values of your own company align with your own beliefs, you know you found your professional home. And our vision: to achieve amazing professionals and personal development so that KW South Bay remains the agency of. The agency of. Give yourselves a round of applause, please. Yeah. Awesome. All right, next slide. Again, your supporting team here. As a reminder, we're all here to support your business, okay? From OP to general manager to broker team leader to assistant team leader to operations to market center administrator to your productivity coach to your compliance agent concierge and transaction coordinator, and obviously our escrow division as well. Next slide. And with some stuff it's a bit sweet, but it's not as bad as you think. Okay, you're still going to see him here at the office. You're still going to see him here at the office. So this is their best wishes for Rojo. He is moving on to his new chapter. We wanted to thank him for the hard work, the dedication, and helping all of us, especially the staff. He's been the handyman, the computer guy. He's done it for the office, but he did come with an opportunity, and he's going to be joining one of our top agents as part of his assistant administration. So he's going to be doing a lot of the stuff that he likes. Guess what? I didn't even know that he does not like calling people or talking to people.
I can tell.
He doesn't like making calls, right? He's not behind the scene. He's great on a computer. He loves all that stuff, and he's very techie. So he helps tremendously with a lot of our presentation slides and all that fun stuff. Well, this is a farewell, but it's more of a see you later. He is still going to be part of the office. He's just going to be with Derek Hirano's team. Okay. Great opportunity for him, and we wish him all the very best for sure. Right. So if you see him, yeah. If you do see him, please make sure to, thank them and don't abuse and use him. Right? He's not part of the office. He might do some for compensation, just for. Awesome. Let's continue. Next slide, please. Just a reminder of our ELC Leadership Council, Abigail Bob, Michelle Brown, Gary Rex, Tammy Fetcher, Christina, Naomi Ramirez, and Erick Claudio are part of your leadership as well. Okay. Part of what we have here is the culture, right? And not just the admin part of it, it's also the agent part of it. You can reach out to any of our ALC members to pick their brain, get some knowledge. They're in the forefront of real estate transactions on a regular basis. So part of Agent Leadership Council is to really pour in and help in the direction that we want the company to go. So these are your go-to individuals as well, okay? So we just want you to know these are people that you should be able to, reach out and talk to them, right? And pick their brain. That's the beautiful thing about our company. Next slide. And just a friendly reminder again, Pacific Coastline Escrow, they're upstairs. Lisa and the team are amazing. They're here to support you through your escrow transactions. Please, if you need any type of seller net sheets or have any questions regarding escrow, don't hesitate. They're just flight of steps, an elevator to the second floor. Next slide. And then Crystal is our transaction coordinator. She's amazing, many years of experience. Her job is to get you through the finish line, compliance, making sure all the documents, if you represent a seller, represent a buyer, represent a lease, her job is to get all the paperwork together so that way you get paid sooner as well. So transaction coordinator, Crystal. Contact information. Next slide. All right, let's introduce today's sponsor, Erick, and his team.
What's up, everybody?
What's happening?
We have a guy filming right there, so let's get this place going loud. This is Erick. And this is Christian, and we know you guys have heard of us before, so we're here just, as a reminder that we do cover all of Southern California. We go from San Diego all the way up to Ventura County. We even go, inlands. We do Lancaster, we do the high desert. We're pretty much everywhere in Southern California. And not only we do home inspections, we also do commercials, and we have a bunch of additional services that we provide for you guys. We do termite, we do sewer scope, we do mold. Within mold, we do the swab test and the air quality test. And also we have roof certifications. We inspect roofs. We can insure your roof from 2 to 4 years. We also inspect pools. We inspect a chimney. We're pretty much a one-stop shop. So anything you guys need, we're there and we can inspect. And also we have the repair pricer that it comes free with every single family home, manufactured home, or a condo. That it usually costs $90, and that just gives you pretty much a repair that you need to do on the house. So it gives you an estimate. You guys can use that as negotiation, and that only goes for you guys and us. That's it. Doesn't go to the buyer or your client. So and you guys, like I said, can use that to negotiate. And this year we started the PPP program, which is pretty much how you guys have vendors. We have vendors as well, and we have plumbers, we have electricians, we have. You name it, we have pretty much anything, concrete guys that you guys can, that we interview, we make sure they're big enough company that can provide you guys really good services. We also have that. And another thing we added this year is that you guys can book your own inspection online. If you go on the website, Elite Group Inspections with the S.com, on the right-hand corner, you guys can click right there and book it yourself, pick the inspector. Or you guys, of course, can always call me and I can provide you guys the best service I can. And you guys will get your reports back within 24 hours. And a reminder again that we are open 7 days a week. And we have about 80 inspectors in our company, which allows us to do that. And they're certified and background checked. And yeah, anything else you want to add, Christian?
Yeah, absolutely. So 2 new things I'm really excited about this year that we just brought out. These are new AI things we're bringing to the company. We actually just started an AI program where inspectors are going to start walking around with a headset on. As they're taking the pictures and looking at things, they're going to see this and speak it into the AI. It's going to speed that report up. It's going to get you guys off the property faster and onto your next sale. So that's a much better way of doing that report. We also rolled out a new AI system where you guys can get quotes. This is really easy and it's real time. It's online. You guys go in, you just type in the address of the property, race foundation, just kind of give a little bit about it. And then within that, you press, submit, and it'll pop up 3 different options. It'll be your basic all the way to your platinum inspection. And from there, you guys can share that with your client. It's very quick, very easy, and it'll get you guys on your next sale as well. So thank you guys for having us in.
Yep, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, Elite Home Inspection Group is one of my best choices in the industry. The one thing is it's a la carte. They have different things, not just a home inspection, but they do roof inspections and all that fun stuff. So Give them an opportunity, they're efficient, they're quick, and their reports are very easy to comprehend and understand, right? When you're having the conversations with your clients. So, thank you again. Much appreciated. You can never go wrong with Chick-fil-A. So, yeah, thank you. Yeah. Do you guys have any literature? I know there's some on the wall too, folks.
Oh,
But,
guys, I'm sorry,
yeah,
if you just wanna give me your cards, we're gonna do like a free sewer scope inspection too, that we can take from, so at the end.
Thank
But I
you.
can give you guys cards too.
Very much.
Can pass it down.
Awesome.
Pass it.
Yeah. If you have not used the Elite Home Inspection, and they go as far as the Riverside, the San Bernardino, as he mentioned, the high desert as well, Lancaster, Palmdale. No home is too big or too small for them. So utilize the services that they have. And this is again part of your arsenal of great affiliates that are here to support and help you. The importance, right, when a buyer is doing their due diligence, it's important to know what they're getting themselves into, right? It's like kicking the tires, popping up the hood, checking the engine, maybe checking the transmission. That's exactly what they do, but on a home. Their job is to make sure that the house is in good working order. And if there is some issues, they document it, they put it on the report. So that way now you have the leverage in the conversations with the buyer and how they like to proceed with a request of repairs, a credit in lieu of repairs, a price reduction, as you go through the flow of it. Most transactions fall out of escrow during this period, right? But it's our job as real estate professionals to really educate the clients and how to navigate, right? How to approach that, right? Because the end goal is to close the deal, right? Get them to the finish line. And no home is perfect, right? No home is perfect. All houses, even a house that was built 2 years ago, are going to have some issues with it. That's just the nature of what we have, right? But it's our job, again, to explain the process and make sure that they have that peace of mind, understanding if they're going to continue moving forward with the property in its as-is condition, or are they going to ask for some type of concessions or credit or repair of the home, right? So again, utilize some of the top inspection companies out there. And to my thoughts, Elite Home Inspection is one of the best out there. So again, thank you very much, guys. All right, let's continue. Next slide, please. All right, last day to register for the Dodger game. We have 70 people amongst the 4 offices. Okay, so if you're interested in going with us, it'll be Tuesday, September 9th, 7 p.m., $45 per ticket. Okay, so if you or whoever wants to go, this is your opportunity. Just scan the QR code and then you'll get instructions on how to pay, okay? Now, we can either make some type of arrangement where we can carpool. That way we can save on the cost of parking, or you can just go there and leave at your discretion, right? Some people don't want to stay there the whole time, want to just chill, see a couple innings, and then leave out, right? So it's your discretion. But again, Tuesday, September 9th, the Dodgers against the Colorado Rockies. Questions, thoughts regarding this? Okay. I can't hear you, Gary. What? No bus. Yeah. Yeah, no bus. But we can carpool for sure if you want to go in that direction. All right, well, this is what you came for. If I can get my guest speakers, Erick, Claudio, Nohemi, Ramirez. Are you okay with these chairs?
Yeah. Something more comfortable? No, I'm just kidding.
It's up to you guys. I'm gonna put the mic right here, if it's okay, so that way everyone on Zoom can hear you guys. Good afternoon. How you doing?
Good.
Awesome, Erick, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
How was your class earlier?
It was good.
Yeah?
It's cool to see people coming back and getting better.
Yeah, I love that. Well, again, I wanted to share with you some of the dynamics of what agents are doing right now. Today's conversation is going to be around niches, right? A niche. And these individual professionals have a niche. And when I was talking to both of them, I was thinking, okay, what type of niche do you feel comfortable going with? And this young lady says, well, divorces. I said, divorces? I've been that road many times myself. You know, the circumstances around it. It's why, unfortunately, which is, you know, it happens, right? And then Eric was going to, you know, I follow him on social media. If you're not following Eric, please follow him. He does a lot of great content. He was part of my producers club segment as well. You know, just a lot of value on the importance, especially in our line of work, right? Presence is everything. And think about it. How much time do you think you spend on the phone? How many times or times do you spend on social media just scrolling up and down, up and down, up and down, right? We probably do it more than ever, right? Especially when we're in bed too. So he's going to provide you with some niches as well, and how he has best practices and how he's been able to cultivate the opportunities and a great following as well. So again, thank you both. Let's give them again a round of applause. So let's go with you. Okay. So tell me, how did all this come to be, and why divorces?
Well, I started 5 years ago. And I started with buyers. I think those are the easiest ones, right? You get open houses, you start meeting people, start with buyers. And my first year was great. I think I closed 95% buyers and 5% sellers. I had probably like 3 listings and that was it. Everybody else was buyers, but I found myself running around, showing houses, showing 20 houses, and on the calls. And one day, one of my friends, she's like, go after sellers. And I realized most sellers, they know someone. Their mom, their cousin, their best friend, the neighbor, they always know a realtor. And I wasn't getting far with sellers. So a friend called me and she said, Nohemi, I have a friend who's getting divorced. And the court is not letting her use her friend, her cousin, who's a realtor, because a conflict of interest. And you know, the husband, he has a realtor, but he can't use as well. And I said, okay. So they can't use who they have. So you know, now this is the opportunity for me. So I went, they were interviewing 2 other agents, and I just said, you know what, I'm working for the house. I'm not gonna work for you, I'm not working for either side. I get it, you guys are getting divorced, you guys hate each other. He's a ding dong, you know, Jesus, this and that, I get it. You guys lasted 30 years, but whatever, you know. I'm working for the house, and that's who I'm gonna be representing. And they gave me that job, it was crazy. It was I mean, there was days that I was like, it felt like I was working for 2 different sellers. It was completely night and day, but I liked it. I liked it because it was an opportunity that no one else was doing. I was asking around and nobody else was doing divorces where they were focusing on it. And ever since then, I've been doing divorces. This year, I think most of my listings, I have over 15, 18 listings, they're divorces.
Wow. 15 divorces. Holy moly.
And what we do, as you guys know, Pepe, who's not here, but he's my partner, he does the open houses for all those listings. So out of those 15, we're double ending them half by just doing the open house and being able to be there. I am noticing that a lot of the agents, they get comfortable. Once they have a listing, they're like, let me give it to someone else to post the open house. And most people there, they want to see the listing agent. They have questions. They want to know what could change or what could be, you know, how we could help. And once they see the listing agent is there, they're willing to work with you. So it's a great opportunity to actually find your buyer. And once you have a listing.
Now, let me ask you, thank you for sharing, by the way.
Are these divorces where they already started, or are they in the beginning stages of separation and they're contemplating about, what the next step of
Different
their
steps.
assets?
Some of them are just getting started, some of them have been in the divorce hell for a year, and some of them don't even remember how long this divorce has taken.
How do you handle when you have so much emotions? And when I speak emotions, I'm talking both husbands or soon to be ex-husbands and wives, soon to be ex-wives as well. I know there's a lot of emotions. How do you hold that composure and navigate it? You did say, you work for the house, which is brilliant, and I get it, but you still have the chaos of two people not liking each other.
So I'm very blessed. I have Pepe with me, and I usually let him keep aside, right? Because most of these people, they just want to give their story. So I usually let him keep the guy, and I'll keep the girl, and they'll call each other, and they'll be like, we saw him there. He's taking my book, and I bought that book, and I'm like, oh, go on. But they want to fight for everything. I mean, I know one of the cases, funny case, they were fighting over a cat. And I'm like, we can
Oh my gosh.
We ended up in the town adopting another cat for the gentleman, and I was like, here we go. But I think that, this is a job, just like anything else. At the beginning, my first 3 divorces, I think I cried with them every single time they would tell me the story. And I was crying and crying and hearing them until 1 a.m. And then I realized, like, okay, they chose this. They were there for 30 years. This is their problem, not mine. Like, I had to keep on reminding myself, you have a job to do, and that's it. And now, I mean, it's hard, right? You hear horrible stories. Sometimes I end up in court with them, and it's hard hearing it, but it's part of the job.
Yeah. And it's a good point. It's part of our job, right? Part of our job is to help navigate one of the biggest assets that they have, which is usually the real estate, right? Have you been in an experience where they have multiple houses?
Yes, I'm actually finishing one right now this is the 3rd one. We're in escrow, but once we're finished, and it was over a year.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it can be very chaotic. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to come back to you in a bit, but now with Erick. So Erick, tell us a little bit of how you started building that momentum, and why did you decide to choose social media as your platform to cultivate opportunities?
Well, because it's free. They don't charge you the post. And you can do it over and over again. Something I want to nip right in the bud is a lot of people ask, when it comes to social media, should you have a personal and should you have a professional? I always recommend just combining them, right? Like, who's ever noticed that you post a picture of your open house, you get 1-2 likes, but you post a picture of you and your family on your vacation, you get 50 likes, right? We've all seen that.
Yeah.
So why not leverage all that attention from your personal posts to guide them into your real estate business? And I've tested it too. What I'll do is, like, on my Instagram story, I'll post a picture of my son, knowing that I'm going to post something real estate related right after. And then that'll increase my views, right? So the reason I chose it is just because of that, right? Everybody in my generation is using social media. And I'm not.
You say generation. Well, how old are you?
I'm 27.
27.
Yeah. So my Instagram, it's the same one I've had since like high school. So I've just been building on that. I'm not like a social media guru. I don't know how to go viral. The way social media has worked for me is like more of a networking tool, right? So it's like for example, I have a listing coming up. The owners are in their 70s, right? But I told them, I'm like, hey, on my presentation, there's my Instagram and stuff. And then when I went back for like the second interview, they're like, oh, my kids found you on social media. That are probably like around my age, and they're like, and they like what they saw. So of course they like that validation from their kids that they're working with somebody, who knows what they're doing. So, and then when I meet somebody in person, seller, just an associate, a networking events or something, I always try to get them on my Instagram. And then I notice they're looking at your story. They're looking at your story, and that's all just little reminders that you're a real estate agent. You know, a lot of people sometimes get like disappointed, like, oh, I only got 25 views or 100 views. Put 100 people in a room and show them that you do real estate. That's a lot of people, you know. And what happens is over time, the repetition, people connect your name with real estate, and then you start getting those messages. Hey, I want to buy. Hey, I want to sell. So it's like anything. Like it's just consistency over time, and just showing people that you're active and that you're doing things. You know, a lot of people get caught up on posting the perfect post. It's better done than perfect.
Wait a minute, let me make sure I.
Maybe try to get the right song. People are gonna see your post, and then you know it's probably gonna be a while till they're not gonna see that post again. I recommend not deleting it, not overthinking it, but burying it with more content. You know?
And that's a good point, because the older generation, and I'm talking, and I'm aging myself, people in our 50s don't see things you see things a little different, I should say, right? We're not constantly on social media doing all the stuff that you do, but even if you take baby steps, right? Well, other than Fred, no. But if you do, you know, if you just start with one, right? Once a week. And then you start building from that, right? Like I said, even if you don't come across perfect, bury it with other stuff, right? The beautiful thing that we have now is what?
Internet?
AI.
AI. Oh
Yeah. Artificial intelligence, right? And that has streamlined in how we can be more efficient and faster at doing things, right? So even if you're not perfect, guess what you can do, right? You can pause and redo it again. And do it again, do it again, do it again. So.
yeah, and there's so many easy like apps. Like you guys have probably heard of CapCut. Yeah, if you guys, CapCut's a good. I'm sure there's other ones too. That they just have little templates, and you just drop in your picture, your video, and then it does all the editing for you. You know, and just do it over time, and that's what you want. Your name, real estate. Your name, real estate, and then you're gonna start getting those messages.
But why is it important to? And you said something that made me just think a little bit, is why integrate both personal and business?
Because first of all, it's already so much work to come up with content and post it. Why worry about it on two platforms? Just do it on the same one, you know? And again, leverage that attention you get from your personal to direct them to your real estate content. You know, a lot of people I don't want people to know about my personal life. Well, I mean, don't post to things that are too personal. You know what I mean? So just post your family stuff, and then, hey, I asked to do real estate, you know? So just connect the two, in my opinion. You know, somebody else might tell you different, but that's what's worked for me.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Now, back to you. When you started building momentum on the realm of divorces, right? Are you promoting, are you advertising, or is it more of word of mouth?
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
I mean, I did take some classes on divorce for real estate, and then I started just putting it on my business card. With divorce, you have to be careful, right? You can put too much out there, especially like you don't wanna privacy for your clients and whatnot. I think the one thing that worked a lot for me was Google. In the sense that a lot of the real estate agents that have been in this business for a long time, they weren't used to using the internet. And a lot of the times when I would go to the listing presentations, they said, well, we've interviewed, you know, so and so, and he has sold 500 houses, and he's has a 20-year experience, and you've only been doing this for 3 years. Why should we go with you, right? Why? Like, what's the difference? What do you bring to the table that they don't? And truth be told, they were probably better than me because they had more experience and they had been doing this for much longer. But what I would always tell them was, okay, let's do a deal. When you go to your dentist, what's the first thing you do if you've never been to this dentist? And they said, well, we searched them up on Google. Okay, and if you see a review, oh, you know, this dentist pulled the wrong tooth, would you go and book an appointment there? And they said, no, of course not. That's crazy. Okay, great. So I'll do something. I'll give you my card. search me up on Google. And if that other realtor that I'm competing against has better reviews than I do, then by all means, please go with them. And I knew I was gonna win because all the other realtors that were older than me, that have been there forever, had 1 or 2 reviews. Because I was searching up my competition and I knew they weren't active on Google. And the one thing I do pride myself on is every single time I close a transaction, I only tell my clients, you know, I don't give me referrals if you don't want to. Don't ever call me back again if you don't want to, but leave me a review on Google. And they do. And I mean, you could search up my information on Google and I have over 60 reviews.
Wow.
And they all say, you know, great, great, great. So I knew that that was the one thing that I was gonna beat them, even over their experience or whatever. And that's how I get my leads.
Wow, love that.
Good.
So you make it a habit, right? It's like building that muscle. You make it a habit after you close.
The day I give them the keys,
Yeah.
I send them the link,
Do
and
it
I
right
wait
now.
there. I'm like, oh, you don't know how to do it? Let me see your phone.
I think it's really educating the reason behind it, right? Because every good review or review in general is an opportunity, right? Because people do search us now on social media, on Google, to determine if they're gonna be utilizing us or not. I know I do that consistently with other businesses as well. You're basically venting them and seeing that they're verifiable, solid individuals that, you know, are doing the business. Because if someone doesn't have any and she has all these reviews, and that says something about, you know, who she is and her character and her professionalism as well. So very cool. I love that. So if most of your sources of leads are based on referral, can you share with us one of the most difficult divorces that you had some challenges that it was gonna blow up? Good.
All my divorces are getting blown up.
Yeah,
They're all crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the hardest one was, and you know, it's, we were in court and I was working with the wife, and her attorney was very bad. And somehow he did a deal where the husband was gonna keep the house until he died.
Oh.
And the husband was like 50 years old and he was very healthy and I was like, oh, there goes this
Let's
deal.
find out.
Like, I'll see you in 20 years, you know, I'm tired. And I had put so much work in it and you know, I was driving to Bakersfield just to go with her to the port and be there for as support. But she came as a referral from her friend that had just gotten divorced a year prior. Anyhow, so when we walked out of court, she was just crying and she was hating life. And I took her for a coffee and I said, you know, it is what it is. Like, I mean, what are we gonna do? You know, like, God has a plan, like, we just need to have faith. And you know, I kept in touch with her, but I knew, like, in my heart, I was like, we're done. Like, I won't see you here, you know, this
20
is,
years.
we're done. A month later, she calls me and she's like, my husband committed suicide.
Gosh.
And I was like, what do you mean?
What?
And we had to go to court because it was hard because of the way he committed suicide. It
Oh
was like,
my God.
it was iffy. I was.
Maybe he loved her so much that.
I don't think it was that wrong. Everybody was.
Oh my.
But we ended up in court and it was hard because they were accusing her of killing him.
Yeah.
And he said, I have to testify and I remember Pepper was like, it's not worth it, like, just let it go. And I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm gonna testify.
you wanted to live to death.
Yes.
Wow.
That's pretty intense.
20 days later, we got the listing.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, did he commit suicide on the property?
He did.
Oh.
Interesting.
Wow.
Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I know many years ago, and I know Al, I think Al was still here. I don't know, I thought I saw him later. Al had a client too, same situation, a divorce situation. And it was a tough, real estate transaction. He wasn't here. But Wanda, who was part of the team, she was here with me, and I put both the sellers, the wife in one room and then the husband in another room, because I know it was gonna be chaotic. They were like at each other. And ultimately, he was pissed. He goes, "Why are you putting me in this room?" And I said, "Because they haven't seen each other." They had already separated, but he was pissed. And I says, "Well, this is the reason I have you in this room, because of your demeanor, your behavior." He goes, "Well, I can calm down. I promise you I will." I says, not yet. Let me ask her if she's okay. And if she's okay, then we can. But I have to be the referee here, right? Sometimes we have to go above and beyond. Ultimately, it started well. He did come in, and you can just see his expression, just like his calmness, because he hadn't seen the wife or the ex for a very long time. So like there was emotion. Like, I haven't seen you in a long time. From that ugly, mean person, he was just like a child. And then he sat down and he was really polite. And we were starting to talk back and forth, and eventually he got up, he was pissed, he goes, "F this, I am out of here." And he storms out. Literally, and she was in shock. I was like, "Whoa, what transpired here?" Full circle back, he ended up calling me and apologizing. And he says, "You know what, Simon, regardless of the chaos that we were involved, you held your composure, you were very professional, and I sincerely apologize. That's not who I am." Sure, yeah. And I understood, but they ultimately got through the process of selling their home. He kept calling me after and just thanking and saying, "Thank you so much for helping us through that process," because during the dark times of a separation or divorce, so much emotions, right? This is where you have to have that thick skin, right? And it takes a trooper of a professional to be able to navigate this, because there's uncertainty and what the outcome. Prime example, right? Months after he unfortunately passed away,
Wow.
right?
I have a
So
good one, actually, a good
Yeah,
one with
please.
a happy story. So they had they were old, they were like probably in their eighties. And during COVID, they discovered they hated each other.
Oh my God.
And they kept calling each other. And they had two houses, and the whole transaction, it was like, they were fighting for just like, she's taking my coffee maker that's 100 years old. I'm like, I'm sure they're like in Walmart for $10. I could get you one. And it was just a horrible thing. After they sold the two houses, we had to meet to distribute whatever was left in the house. And they looked at each other and said, "We love each other." It's all there, like so we ended up helping them buy another house. I got 3 deals out of it, so.
That's smart. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you. Back to you, Eric. So out of all of the social media platforms, which one do you recommend for most of us that are going through the beginning stages? Do you recommend like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? What is your recommendations on that?
I think Instagram is each one serves like its own purpose.
Yeah.
Like for me, like Instagram is like my main one. But each one serves its own purpose. Like Instagram, I have like everybody. Facebook, I have the older people, right? Like my family from Mexico, older people. I'm more likely to find an older person on Facebook than I am on Instagram. And then TikTok is where I get strangers. That's where I get like really like random people contacting me. And then of course YouTube is for long form. If you're gonna spend time making a video, just post the same video everywhere. Don't unless you're making a long video, then maybe just post that on YouTube. But it's don't spend like, oh, I'm gonna make video for here, for this, for that. You sometimes, because of the platforms, you do have to make certain little edits, like with the music or with the words. But Instagram is the main one, in my opinion. But I post the same video on all the platforms.
So utilize all platforms.
Yeah, each one has its own platform, each one has its own audience.
You'll be surprised. You'll be very surprised. I'm not deep into it, but I, do some. I cannot go anywhere where someone knows me. It never fails. It's like assignment. I go, I don't even know where this person is. And they're reaching out to me because they've seen me in some type of YouTube class or team meetings. So the more you're out there doing this, the more likely that you're gonna get someone that's gonna recognize you as a supposed to be.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever heard the term omnipresent, right? Being everywhere all the time. So that's being, you're omnipresent, Simon,
Right.
Yeah. You can look up your name. What you want is like somebody to look up your name on Google and all your stuff pops up. And after a while, you post enough, Google will do it for you.
Yeah, love that.
Rick, sorry.
Yes,
question.
please.
LinkedIn, would you post open house and reels on LinkedIn?
To be honest, I forgot I had a LinkedIn. Yeah, I haven't used LinkedIn in a long
I
time.
don't think LinkedIn, and you gotta be very careful, because I have a LinkedIn presence. And out of all of my social media, LinkedIn is probably, I have about 12,000 followers on LinkedIn. But I started my LinkedIn account back in early 2005, 6, and I built from there. That's the only platform that I have a lot of people that follow me through LinkedIn. But that's more of a professional. You can't really do much content and all that, because you'll get people saying this is LinkedIn, you shouldn't be posting stuff and all that fun stuff. So more of a professional, especially for your analytical people that do a little bit of research. LinkedIn is a great platform because it shows history of experience that you have.
And it pops up on the first page of Google. No, even if you don't post anything, like LinkedIn will catch your name on there, Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, you gotta look at social media as like your social resume,
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, that's how I like to look at it.
Good point. Cool. I'm gonna do a rapid fire. Okay, I'm gonna just throw 3 rapid questions to both of you, and just share with the group. So it doesn't matter if either you, Eric, or yourself, Naomi, you can share. But best favorite place to go if you had your dream vacation?
Australia.
Australia,
Mexico,
Mexico. What part of Mexico?
Nayarit.
Nayarit.
I'd like to go visit my family, yeah.
Beautiful, awesome. And then Australia, what part? Anywhere?
Anywhere, it's beautiful.
You just want to see the kangaroos, right?
I love it.
Yeah, awesome. Favorite color?
Green.
What? Green?
Green.
Green, okay.
Yes,
Money.
yes.
Green and blue.
I seem to
Why blue? I'm curious.
I seem to just pick it a lot. Like I notice I have a lot of blue clothes.
Yeah,
I don't know. I gravitate toward it for some reason.
yeah. Awesome. And last one, if you had a choice of vehicle, okay, which type of vehicle would you pick?
I'm a Mercedes person.
Okay, which he already has.
Yeah. I want a red convertible Bentley. Always said that.
Bentley.
Yeah.
Okay, I could definitely see you little older,
Yeah.
but I could definitely see you in a Bentley. Awesome. Well, let's give them a round of applause. Is this good information?
Yeah.
I think so. Really good information. And I'll share a funny story, okay, on a divorce. Not me, but something that I heard is that the husband and wife were about to get divorced, and he says, I am not gonna give you not 1 cent of my money. That I'm taking my money to the grave, right? So ultimately, what ended up happening was that, that was part of his wishes, that he was not gonna give any money. He ended up passing away. So the wife did right and wrote him a check for whatever amount and said, here's your money,
Mhm.
and buried the guy.
I heard that.
You get the joke. Yes.
She got her listing, how she got that listing from the divorce, how she can know that we will be gonna divorce, and how she can get listing from that.
I'm not sure. Just repeat the question again.
How she can get the listing for divorce, and how she knows that these people.
Most of our business was referral based. So people reach out to her because they know that she specializes on divorces. So, do you want to add to that, Nohemi?
The court,
You need to come up here.
so the court gives, let's pretend the husband says, I have Joey who I want to be represented by, and the wife says, I have Emily, and they're fighting, and then they bring up my name, right? It's either the wife or the husband, and says, well, we found Nohemi, and she has a track record, so then the court will review the cases I've done in divorce, and they'll just assign it if they can come to a conclusion on who they want to assign.
Isn't there usually an attorney that will have their own agent?
So that most of the attorneys do have agents, but that's the case. So attorneys should not be able to force an agent into like their client because that's conflict of interest.
The best time is for them to both come to an agreement, try to sell it before they even get attorneys, because remember, attorneys, I hate to say it, they'll try to squeeze as much, they get paid per hour. So ultimately, they see chunks of money on equity that you have in the property. So if you, and I'm speaking generally, if the parties can come to a resolution and try to sell the property, then that offsets a lot of the situation. But it depends again on the courts and how they can come to some type of agreement.
After a while, the court, like for example, I already probably know most of the attorneys in the area. So what they do is they throw my name out there, but they have to give 5 names. And then either they as a couple will decide, or the court will decide for them and just random. Like I got a listing in Apple Valley and I didn't know either or, but the attorney had thrown my name into the court. And they just said, okay, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and they gave it, it was like that. But yeah, going through attorneys, I've noticed that they will try to kill you on your commission. And then they'll try to get you to do it for 1%.
Oh.
And I usually charge 3 to 6%. Just on my seller commission, not to mention the buyer.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. Good information. All right, well, let's go ahead and continue. For the sake of time, I want to respect, and I know Vanessa and her productivity coach. So just listed properties. So Teresa has a listing in the city of Long Beach on 234 Lime Avenue, Unit A. It's listed for $399. It's a two-bedroom, 1 bath. El Agena, I know El, do you want to pitch your listing, or do you want me to do so? Okay. It's a property in Alhambra. I used to call it Alhambra, and someone told me you're saying it, Simon. It's not Alhambra. So as a listing in Alhambra, listed for $799. It's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1,200 square feet. It has a listing in Culver City. It's listed for $1.799. It's a 5-bedroom, 1-1. It's 2,432 square feet. Next slide. Christina and Jackie of the Hue and Blue team have a property on 923 Locker Avenue in the city of Los Angeles. Listing price is $1.489, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,722 square feet. Erick, do you want to pitch your listing?
No, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Erick and Christina have a listing here in the city of Torrance on Via Valmonte, 2.4 million. It's a 5-bedroom, 3 bath, 3624. Huge property. It's a cute house. It's a tri-level home, it looks like. Yeah, real cute. Catherine has a listing in the city of Pasadena. It's listed for $1.799. It's a 4-bedroom, 2 bath, and the square footage is 4,131. Next slide. Listing pitches, buyer needs and wants. Anyone? Sammy. Chris, come up here, please, so people on Zoom can hear you.
Hi. I have a new listing coming up next Thursday in North Redondo. It's 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom. It's in a gated community, but it's a detached townhome. So it's actually not common wall. HOA is really low. It's only $260, but this unit comes with extra parking spot for $50 per month, so $310. Completely renovated. Last renovation was done 2021. Bathrooms, kitchens. a kitchen. So yeah, it's gonna be listed at 1.45. It's gonna be on the next Thursday. We'll have brokers open, so
Awesome.
if you have anybody interested,
How
please.
did you get this listing?
Referral from the current client.
Referral. Awesome. Congratulations. Awesome. Good job. Chris?
Mine
Hi.
is not for sale, it's for rent, if you know anyone, Southeast Torres, 3-bed, 2-bath, I haven't listed it yet, I'll activate today, it's, 4,300, per month, year lease, pets allowed. There's a good, backyard for pets if you want, and then, it's 3-bed, 2-bath, I wanna say it's 1,500 square feet, and then maybe 6,500 square feet lot, it's in 235th Place in Torrance. I'll hold it open on Sunday, 1 to 4, if you have any tenants that are interested, and I'll activate the tenant.
Beautiful. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Anyone else needs wants? Eric, please.
I have 2 lease listings on the hill over on a Via Campesina. It's a 2-bed, 2.5-bath condo for $39.50 a month. Then I have another one on Eastvale off of Crenshaw and PV Drive North. That's a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2.5-bath, beautiful 2,500 square foot home for $7,500. And then I have in Carson, I'm looking for a temporary lease on a 1.25 acres and like a 6,000 square foot church. The owner's getting entitlements to build a bunch of units. So if anybody who needs a big property for a short amount of time, I got that one too.
Beautiful.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks, Eric. All right. Anyone else? All right. Let's continue. Next slide. I'm going to go rapid fire with this. Next slide. Obviously, everyone knows the Millionaire Real Estate book, right? The fundamentals of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent is based on the book, the MRI book. Is based on principles, models, and systems, right? So I wanted to dive deep, and I know Fred also touches on the 3 L's, right? So next slide, please. So what is the MREA model? It's not about building a millionaire, it's about thinking like one. Okay, next slide. The 3 L's, the foundations are what? Leads, listings, leverage, right? Again, leads, listings, and leverage, right? Leads, your business is only as strong as your pipeline. Listings, control the inventory, control the market. Leverage, build systems and hire talent to scale. Next slide. So part of the economic models and the 4 models is focus on net income goal, track conversion rates and lead sources, formula, leads, appointments, agreements, closing, and profit, reverse engineer your daily contacts and goal, right? The whole purpose of what we do, right? In order for you to close more deals, just like the 2 guest speakers, is you got to be out there consistently talking to people, folks. Every day should be a point that you're going to impact your business, right? And how do you impact your business? By talking to people about real estate, right? And we can have a kind of conversation about something else that eventually you leave off, giving your business card, giving your Instagram information that ties you into real estate, right? And then that's where the opportunities come. Next slide. The budget model talks about run your business like a business. Allocate most of your budget to lead generate, keep overhead low, focus on your return on your investment, and no more than 30% expenses, right? So as a business individual, you got to look at all components, right? If you have no business right now, right, and you're spending money out, that's negative, right? Because you're not earning enough income. So how do you change the trajectory of that conversation is by doing more opportunities, more conversations to lead you to that appointment. And that appointment will lead you to a buyer consultation, a listing consultation that will get you into eventually escrow, right? But you also have to understand the components of how Gary Keller thinks, right? This is why he created. And that book, believe it or not, was done 25 years ago, and it's still a very relevant book to have. You're saying, well, you know, technology and all that fun stuff, but the core of the principles. The book has not just conversations about real estate, You can run any type of any type of business utilizing these components. And that's what I'm trying to just give you some insights. Next slide. The lead generation model, right? Time block what? 3 hours. 3 hours, right? 3 hours a day for lead gen. Your database is your number one asset, right? Build the mind share before market share, right? Because remember, folks, business doesn't typically come like Nohemi, right? She's built a machine where she gets a lot of referrals, right? We all want to get to that caliber where we get people calling you says, I want to list my home. I want to buy a home. I want to invest a home, right? But if we're not there yet, what do we need to change today to get us where we need, right? It's planting that seed at the end of the day, right? Planting that seed, nourishing that seed, watering that seed will eventually come up with what? A beautiful thing, a beautiful plant, a beautiful flower, right? Well, that should be part of your core process, your core understanding to generate opportunities. Next slide. And then the last part of it is the organizational model, right? From me to we, right? Start with the admin, buyer agents. And this is, again, when you get to a certain level of your business where you can start leveraging, right? Most agents can facilitate maybe 20 to 25 transactions a year, where then now they have to get an admin, right? And most agents, what they think is, I got to hire all of these agents first before, well, it's the reverse. That's not what Gary Keller talks about. He says, first start with an admin that can streamline your calendar, your KW command, whatever CRM that you use, your zip forms and all of that. The internal muscle, right? The heartbeat of your core of your business starts with an admin, right? If you can hire an admin and then you build from there, right? And building from there is your buyer agents and then eventually listing agent specialists. Define roles, goals, and accountability. Empower your team to grow the business. Next slide. And then the path to a millionaire status, right? Follow models and systems, take purposeful actions, break the ceiling of achievements with leverage and mindset. And success is simple, not easy. It's about execution, right? But a good point of that is, your follow throughs, right? Take action, right? Push forward, take one step forward, right? We talk about all of the elements in order for us to do so, because remember, at the end of the day, right, if you stop doing any type of lead generation, your business stops as well. You're not going to see income. And this is why, and I hate to say it this way, this is why we see a lot of agents get into the business and eventually leave the industry, because they're not seeing the value or the income, right? Are you plugged in? Are you charged? Are you motivated? Are you coming to team meetings? Are you jumping on Zoom and listening to different podcasts, right? There's a lot of ways you can get plugged in, right? But at the end, it's about you, right? And what you want to get out of real estate. Make sense? Thoughts, questions, or concerns? Okay, cool. Next slide. Your millionaire journey starts with the fundamentals. Think big and take bold actions. Master the models. Follow the systems. Lead with purpose and stay what?
Consistent.
Stay what? Stay consistent at the end of the day. You can run a marathon. I was watching a YouTube channel, and this guy ran a 300-mile run. 300 miles. It took about 72 hours, I think, to complete 300 miles, but he stayed consistent. And every time he was filming himself as he was going through mile marker 25, mile marker 75, mile marker 125, and he kept pushing himself. And you can see his color tone, his face and his expressions that he was getting beat and tired, but he stayed consistent and he completed and finished the marathon, 300 miles, right? It's all muscle. Up here, it's up here. The body may want to give up, but the mind will never. And he just kept pushing himself. So again, stay consistent. Next slide. All right, upcoming events. Next slide. Ignite After Dark. Who is participating on that? Okay, it's great stuff, right? Great stuff. So again, here are the classes. If you want to be part of this, please register. Just click on the QR code. You have the East Coast time, which is 4:30 to 3:30, and then you have the Pacific time, which is 8:30 to 6:30 to 8:30 in the evenings. So you can take either, or you can take both of them if you want, but it's the same curriculum. Next slide. And then this Friday, August 1st, mastering the residential purchase agreement. I think, it's a repetitive, but it's one that we have to consistently be teaching, right? The importance of the ins and outs of the residential purchase agreement, the income producing purchase agreement when working with investments, and commercial purchase agreement, and so on and so forth. So please, I would love for you to be here in person or on Zoom. All of our lectures are recorded as well. Friday, August 1st, 10:30 to 11:30. Next slide. And just a friendly reminder, Fernando actually reached out to me and asked me, hey, I need a head count for anyone that's going to be coming, not for kayaking, but for the food. So if you are interested in going to this kayak event, which is Friday, August 8th, which is next Friday at 1 p.m., please RSVP the office. Either talk to Stephanie or Natalie so we can register you. So that way, Fernando knows how many people are going to show up for the food and drinks as well. As you can see, some of our beloved agents, Kevin is on there and Chriso is on there as well. We do this every year. So if you're interested, please make sure to RSVP. Next slide. And a friendly reminder, our potluck picnic is Saturday, August 16th, 11 to 2. So again, please register. We're also doing it as a potluck. So please bring your favorite dish. Next slide. And if you're interested, there's still a few tickets left. Secure it. It's only $25 investment. Jason Abram will be here on October 6th, which is a Monday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Renaissance Los Angeles Airport Hotel. Okay, so if you're interested, great speaker, great nuggets that you'll get. Please make sure to register for the event. Next slide. And that concludes our team meeting. Thanks, everyone.